Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is going to be my first video here. I'll keep it pretty short here. Every video that I'm gonna do is just going to be technical analysis on a different ticker. This one today is going to be on Tesla. So, just hopping over here into some of the macro indicators, you'll see that on the megatrend we're already starting to print red, and generally when we start printing red here, it's kind of a precursor to a dump. Pretty significant dump here, 50%. Dump here, 50%. And then there's multiple here where we went 43%, and so on. We also printed a Hindenburg Omen here, and basically if you print a Hindenburg Omen and you close below the DEMA here, you can see that you have a pretty significant move down after this happens. And right now we're working on closing right below here, since the market will open on Sunday. For futures trading. I mean, this won't open until Monday, but when it does open, this will confirm the break of this level, which could potentially be the start here. If we go over to the actual price action here, you'll see whenever you're doing technical analysis, you're going to want to always start on the highest time frame, with that being the monthly. You'll see that on the monthly, this is the most important level on Tesla's chart. Why? Because this is the higher low of the monthly swing here. And it's also the level here that took you down to create this low. So this failure created that low, which is the same reason why it failed after making a new high here and made a low lower than this low. So, if we hold this level, we will make a new all-time high. If we fail this level, potentially, and you'll see when you hop into the weekly time frame here, we're currently in a downtrend. We went down and then we came up and we tried to regain the local level that took us up, which it would be right here. So this is what we gained and tested to take us up to this high. So what did we do? We came down here, we lost this level, and now we've retested it on a weekly time frame. So currently the trend is down. And now we tried to regain this level here. We could not. So this is more continuation down on the weekly time frame. If you go over here on the monthly, you'll see that from here to here we have divergence on the monthly time frame from here to here. You see price action goes up, RSI goes down. Okay? So when you have bearish divergence, the target is always the low that created it, which in this case would be here, because it's from here to here, and this is the low in this sequence right here. And not only that, but this is also a level that should be highly incentivized for hedge funds to come down here, because if you long Tesla anywhere in this area down here, everybody's stops are sitting right here. We bounced here, we bounced here, we bounced right here, we bounced right here. Everybody's stops are right here. So what does that mean? If price comes down here, everybody, one, gets scared or stopped out. So there's tons of market sells hitting the bid, right? So if you are a hedge fund and you have, millions of dollars that you need to fill orders with on Tesla, now you have a bunch of market sells already on the market. So if I want to buy, because with every sell, there is a buy for that transaction. Now they're able to buy all these people that are getting stopped out here without getting any slippage. Because if they just tried to buy with, hundreds of millions of dollars, what ends up happening is the price just goes up and they're getting filled like this because they're pushing the price up. So they need to do this in order to get the amount of liquidity needed to fill really big orders. So from a liquidity standpoint, this level should get taken out. That being said, it's a probability, it's not a certainty. And then we also have monthly bearish divergence. So going into the weekly, what we'll see is we've made a new high and we've lost the high swing and we're failing. So we're currently looking very bad. And I'd say the highest probability here is that we're going to come down to this level eventually. The only way we could really get past this is, so it's always one step at a time, right? The 4 hour leads to the daily, which leads to the weekly, which leads to the monthly. So you get the biggest information from the higher time frames, but what leads to the higher time frames is the lower time frames. So if you go to the daily here, the most local level failure that took you down to create this low is currently this failure here. Okay? Why? Because we tested this level here and it made this low. Okay, so we came here, we tried to gain it on a daily basis. What happened? We did not gain it, and since we didn't gain it, people shorted. Why? Because it didn't gain. So now that it didn't gain, you're gonna need to see it come up here and actually gain and hold this level to get a trend reversal on the daily time frame, which could potentially lead to a trend reversal on the weekly, which if you're looking at the weekly time frame here, you kind of want to be regaining this level here, because this is the level that we gained and held originally to take us up to make the high. So this retest here, and that would need to happen. Otherwise, it's just continuation down, because we haven't gained any levels. So right now, the highest probability is that we're going to come down. And the first level that we would come test is here. And this was because this was a local failure here that took you all the way down here to make a low lower than this low. Okay? So if we lose this level, the probability is that we will make a low lower than this low if we're losing this level here. Why? Because everything else is tested. This is tested. And then obviously we just bounce from here 100 times. So with that being said, my current analysis is that I think it's a higher probability that we're going to come down here and take out this level. Everything is pointing bearish as of right now. And that'll conclude my weekly update here on Tesla. Feel free and drop a comment if you want me to analyze a different ticker, and drop a like if you want to see more Tesla videos. That's it from you guys. Peace.